3 square plus. Okay, fine. All right. So let's start with a basic one. X square plus 5x minus 24. Okay. So we know that this is of the form, this is a quadratic equation, right? This is of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We don't have to write that, but this is of this form. And we know that by middle term splitting, we can solve this, we can factorize this. So we are going to take so now what is the method of doing this? The method is, let's say over here, what is the coefficient of x square? It is 1, right? So we have to take a and c, meaning the coefficient of x square and the constant term, and multiply them together, ac. Okay, so what is the product ac? Over here it is 1 multiplied by negative 24, which is negative 24. So you take that number, negative 24, and you do not prime factorization, you try to factorize it. You try to find two factors such that they add up to give you 5. Okay, or they subtract to give you 5. For example, you can have for example 12 and 2, right? Either minus 12 and 2, minus 12 multiplied by 2 is 24, and also 12 multiplied by minus 2 is also 24. But in each of these cases, in either of these cases, you're not gonna get 5, right? Like 12 minus 2, that is 10. We want 5. And even if you do this one, minus 12 plus 2, that is minus 10. So this is not gonna help us. 12 and 2, we should not do. We should think of something else. How about 8 and 3? 8 threes are 24, right? Similarly, you have 6 fours are 24. Okay, so, but we don't need, if you have 6 and 4, and you can get 6 minus 4 is what? 2, but we don't need 2. So what will work here is 8 and 3. So 8 threes are 24, right? So if you do 8 multiplied by negative 3, so you see 8 into minus 3 is negative 24. And 8 minus 3 is 5. Yeah? 8 minus 3 is 5. So we want 5. So we are going to split this into 2. This method is called middle term splitting. So we're going to split this. This is going to become 8x and this is going to become minus 3x, not 3x, minus 3x, because 8x minus 3x is 5x. So now you don't have to write 1x square. You can just write x square plus this and this. Okay, now, and we have done this before, but we are still revising it. So from these two terms, what can you take common? These two terms, what can you take common? So from the first two terms, you can take x as common. And then in the bracket, we have x plus 8. The next two terms, you can take minus 3 as common. In the bracket, you have x plus 8. Why plus? Because from here, you have already taken the negative sign common, right? So you're left with a positive. So what is the common bracket here? It is x plus 8. And what is left, if you take away that bracket, it is x minus 3. So this is the factorization of this question. Okay, let's do this one now. Root 3x square plus 11x plus 6 root 3. So if you see a root 3 or a root 2 or something like that, don't get confused, don't get scared. It's just a number, right? Root 3 is just a number like other numbers. Is the only difference is that it is an irrational number, but it's okay. So now we need to identify what are the two things we need to multiply. This and this. So root 3 multiplied by 6 root 3. Let me just make a rough column here. Root 3 multiplied by 6 root 3, which is 6 into 3, which is 18. So now you take 18 and you see how can we multiply them so as to get 11. We know that 6 threes are 18, but 6 plus 3 or 6 minus 3 is not going to give us 11. Then we can take 9 twos are 18 and 9 plus 2 is 11, right? So this is going to help us. So we can split this into 9x plus 2x. We are splitting the middle term into 9x and 2x. This one is as it is, root 3x square plus this plus 6 root 3. Now, in the first term, what can we take as common? We can take root 3x as common. And in the bracket, you are left with x plus. Now, what are you left with over here? If you have 9, you can write this as 3 into 3. And this 3, you can write it as 3 into root 3, right? So basically 9 can be written as 3 into root 3. So if you take away a root 3 from here, that means you have taken this away, and what are you left with? 3. Okay. If you think I'm going fast, or if you think there's something that you didn't understand, stop me then and there and say, ma'am, can you please repeat this? Okay. Or whatever your doubt is, please ask. Please do not stay silent if you haven't understood a particular thing. Okay. So from these first two terms, we took this as common. And then next we're going to take this. Okay. So here we have, from these two terms, what are we taking? So from these two terms, we are taking 2 as common. X plus 3 root 3. Why? Because if you forget about this root 3 for a minute, and you're taking 2 as common, so in the bracket, what will be left? 3 only, na? Because 2 into 3 is 6. So the root 3 being there doesn't really make a difference. Okay. And how will we know that we have done the right calculations, or we are on the right track? These two brackets should be the same. These two brackets should be the exact same, no difference in the two brackets. So we take the common bracket, and whatever is left, we write it. Root 3x plus 2. So this is the factorization. Okay. Next question. Sorry, 3x plus y whole square. What am I writing? Okay. Now, notice one thing, that this bracket over here, 3x plus y, is the same. So if you replace this bracket with some other variable, let's say that your 3x plus y is equal to some other variable. If you replace it with some other variable, you can see that this, whatever I have colored in pink over here, this is acting like one variable, right? Because it's becoming like 5 into something square plus 6 into something minus 8. So this is of the same type, 5x, or not x, we can't say x because x is already here, but it is of this type, 5z square plus 6z minus 8. This is of this type. This is of the quadratic, it's called a quadratic polynomial, right? So it is like a quadratic polynomial. So our equation, it becomes this. Our polynomial, it becomes this. Okay. Right now, we're just gonna write it as z, and later on in the question, we have to replace it. We have to put it back as 3x plus y. All right. So now you can easily factorize this. This can be easily factorized because this is just of this form that we have been doing. So of the same form. So let's do this. So 5 multiplied by minus 8 is what? Minus 40. So let's take minus 40. And we have to factorize it in such a way that here we get 6. Okay. So what into what we can do? We can do 10 into 4. Yes, 10 fours are 40. And 10 minus 4 is 6. So let's do it like that. 10z, sorry, this one will be as it is. The only change will be in the middle term. 10z minus 4z minus 8. So now we start taking things common. So 5z we can take as common, and in the bracket we are left with z plus 2 minus 4z plus 2. So this becomes 5z, or you can say z plus 2 bracket 5z minus 4. This is the factorization, but it's not the final answer yet, because in our original question there was nothing called z. So we have to replace the z with a 3x plus y. What is z? Z is 3x plus y. So over here, replace it with 3x plus y. So this becomes, z is what? 3x plus y plus 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 3. So it becomes 15x plus 5y, because 5 is being multiplied with the z. Okay, minus 4. I am not doing it another step over here because I'm hoping that you guys are understanding what has happened here. It's the 5z, because of which we have written it directly like this. You guys have, I hope you have understood this. Okay, so this is the final answer. Acha, by the way, Avni,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, you were gonna bring some questions for factorization in the last to last class.
No, I asked my doubts only, ma'am.
Huh, you wanted to ask some doubts about factorization. You had some questions, right? We were not able to
Yeah.
discuss those.
No, we discussed those.
We discussed them. Okay, do you have any other
Yeah.
questions?
No.
Okay. If anyone else has any other questions that you have seen anywhere in any question paper, any test paper, any assignment, then you can ask it here, okay? Okay, let's see what we can do next. Take your time, write down this, understand every step. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let's do this one. Number m square m square plus 17 mn minus 84 n square. Okay. Now let's do one thing. If you divide throughout by n square, okay, divide throughout by n square. So what is this going to become? M square by n square plus 17mn by n square minus 84 n square by n square. So this becomes m by n whole square plus, here this n gets cancelled with one n over here. So this is 17 m by n, and here n square and n square get cancelled. So it's minus 84 multiplied by 1, which is a constant. So till here, now what do we observe here? That this m by n, this entire polynomial is looking like a quadratic polynomial. Hmm? This m by n can be replaced by another variable. So let's say let m by n is equal to, you can say it as t, you can say it as x, whatever. Let's say it as t. Okay. So let m by n equals t. So now this becomes easy from here. T square plus 17t minus 84. And this is a quadratic polynomial which we know how to factorize. So 84. Huh. Okay. 84 in such a way that we get 17. Let's think about it. Hmm. So it's a minus 84. Oh, okay. So 21 multiplied by, no, yeah, 21 multiplied by 4 is 84. Yeah. And 21 minus 4 is 17. 21 minus 4 is 17, right? Yeah. So 21 multiplied by negative 4 is this. So t square plus 21t minus 4t minus 84. Okay. And in case you're wondering how to come up with this combination at the time of your exam, so see, what I did was I thought, well, it's a negative 84 here, so that means something minus something will be giving us 17. So you will look at some number bigger than 17 and minus some other number which gives you 17. And also you have another clue that the final number you're supposed to get is 84 when you multiply them, right? So, and then I thought about it, okay, this last digit if it is 1 and this last digit if it is 4, then the last digit after you multiply this number and this number, if you multiply them, the last digit will be 4, right? So yeah, it is satisfying this condition. And we also know that 11 minus 4 is 7. So this has to be 21 minus 4. Okay, so I mean, it's just a little bit of uh, thinking that you can do here. Okay, so here we can just start taking stuff as common. So t plus 21 minus 4 t plus 21. T plus 21 minus t minus 4. I'm sorry, multiplied by t minus 4. Now what is our t? T is m by n is equal to m by n plus 21 into m by n minus 4. But our original question was not like m in the form of m by n. It had nothing in the denominator. So we cannot leave it at this point. We have to, what did we do here? We divided throughout by n square. So here we will multiply it with n square. So what we'll do is we'll multiply n square over here. Multiply by n square. So this becomes equal to, that means one n you are multiplying in this bracket and one n you are multiplying in this bracket. If you're not understanding, please stop me and ask, okay? Because the fact that you guys are not saying anything, I am assuming that every student is understanding. Okay. So if you're not understanding, please ask. Once again, I'm repeating over and over again. So we have to multiply both the brackets. So you have to multiply it by n square, meaning what? One n you will multiply in this bracket and the other n you will multiply in this bracket. So n into n square, right? So if you multiply m by n into n plus 21 into n, because this entire bracket you are multiplying with n, and this entire bracket also you are multiplying with n. Don't multiply it with n square, okay? Multiply the entire thing by n square, meaning that, let's say over here you multiplied with n square. So that means n into this bracket and the other n goes for this bracket. Okay. So n multiplied with this bracket. So this n is multiplied by m by n also, which we have written over here. And the same n is multiplied with 21 also, which I have written over here. Okay. Then similarly, your, okay, here this n is multiplied by this m by n, which I've written over here. And this is multiplied by 4, which I've written over here. 4n, I should have written it. 4n. Okay. That's why we have multiplied each bracket by n. If you're multiplying each bracket by n, that means you're multiplying n square because there are two brackets. So this gets cancelled, this gets cancelled. So this is m plus 21n into m minus 4n. Let me see if this is the correct answer. Question number. Yeah, good. Okay, please note it down. Hmm. Okay, we are moving forward. If you want me to go slow, please let me know. So, hmm, okay, let's do this question. 1 by 3 x square minus 2x minus 9. Okay, 1 by 3 x square minus 2x minus 9. So now we just go in normal way. Multiply this and this. What do we get? We get 1 by 3 into 9, which is 3. So you have 3. And you're supposed to, and this is negative 3 actually. You're supposed to find two such numbers. When you add them or subtract them, you get minus 2. So we have you can have hmm, you should get -2, right? 3 ones are 3. Okay. 3 ones are 3 and -3 over here. So this is 1 minus 3. 1 minus 3 is what? -2. And when you do 1 multiplied by -3, you get -3. So this is the combination we are looking for. So 1 by 3 x square as it is. Minus 2x. Now this minus 2x will get replaced by 1x minus 3x. Okay. Minus 9 plus 1x. Don't forget to write plus 1x. Why plus 1? Because this is positive. There's no sign in front of it, means it is positive. So here we will take 1 by 3x as common. If you want, see, there are two ways of doing this. The first way I'll show you over here. The second way we'll do it after this. Okay. So this is our polynomial. 1 by 3x you can take as common from here. You're left with x plus. Now what? What should I write here? If you take 1 by 3 away, that means you have to multiply it with 3, right? Because if you multiply 1 by 3x with 3, 1 by 3x, if you multiply it with 3, what will you get? You will get just 1x, which we want over here. Okay. You will not multiply it with 1 by 3. Why? Because if you have 1 by 3x into 1 by 3, you have 1 by 9, which is not what we need. And you will not write 1 also over here, because 1 by 3x, if you multiply it with 1, you get 1 by 3x, which is not what we want. So you have to multiply it with 3. So that this 3 and this 3 get cancelled, and it can give you 1. Fine. Now the second bracket is pretty simple, because you know what has to come over here. So x plus 3 has to come in the bracket. You are taking negative common. And if x plus 3 has to come in the bracket, that means you take 3 as common outside, right? You take 3 as common. This thing becomes minus 3x, which is over here. Then this thing becomes minus 3 into plus 3, which is minus 9, which is over here. So we are going on the right track. Okay, so this is one way in which you will get the answer as, if you'll get the answer as, you will get the answer as x plus 3 is the common bracket, and then you're left with 1 by 3 multiplied by x minus 3. So this is one option. The other way that you could have done it, other way.
I didn't understand the first step properly. The last, how did you do that?
Okay. Which one? This thing?
Yeah, ma'am, the last step, how did you get x plus 3?
Over here?
Bracket. Yeah, the last step.
Are you talking about this one?
Yeah.
Okay, this one. See, what do we always do? We always, whatever is the common bracket, we write that. Even if you want to see, like, even over here, what did we do? Look at this step. Okay, what did we do? We had t into t plus 21 minus 4 into t plus 21. So this t plus 21 bracket was common in both of these terms. So we wrote t plus 21 first, and then whatever is left, which is t minus 4, this we wrote off in the second bracket. Got it?
Yes, ma'am, got it.
Okay, the same thing we have done here, that over here x plus 3, it's common. So x plus 3 we wrote in one bracket, because that's the common bracket. So we are taking that as common. Okay. Just like imagine if you had over here 1 by 3xa minus 3a. What am I writing? In place of that yellow bracket, I am writing a. That's all I'm doing. Okay. Imagine if you had some number a. Then over here, what is common in both of these terms? A is common in both of these terms. So you take A as common, and what else is left? You are left with 1 by 3x minus 3, right? That's the same thing we have done. A is our x plus 3. We have taken that as common, multiplied by 1 by 3x minus 3, which is what was left over here. Got it, Avni?
Yes, ma'am, got it.
Okay. So this was one way. The other way that you could have done it was over here, take, let me just do one thing, just copy it. Okay, first copy it till here. Okay, I hope you're done. So the other way would have been, don't take 1 by 3 as common. Just take 1 as common. 1x. So here you are left with 1 by 3 x plus 1 minus. Now you have to make sure that this bracket has 1 by 3 x plus 1. These two have to be the same bracket, right? Otherwise, it's very easy to just take 3 in common, and then x minus 3 common, and then x plus 3, right? Very simple. But here we have to make it as 1 by 3 x plus 1. So if this is 1, that means we have taken the entire 9 outside. That means 9 we have taken as outside. And just try multiplying these two. What do you get? Minus 9 into 1 by 3x, which is minus 3x, which is exactly what is present over here. So this is the other way you could have taken it as common. And in this case, your brackets will become 1 by 3x plus 1 multiplied by x minus 9. This is the other way that you could have done it. But I guess most of you might be finding this method as the more simpler one or the easier one. So you can go ahead with this. If this is easier for you, then go ahead with this. There's no need to write down the second one. Okay. But if you think this one is better, then write down this one as well. Hmm. Okay. Next, let's do. Okay, let's do this. 2x square plus 3 root 3 x plus 3. All right. So now, in this question, we have to first identify what two things to multiply. So 2 into 3 is 6. Now, what multiplied by what should give you 6 But when you add them, it should give you 3 root 3. So this means obviously it has to be something root 3, something root 3, something over here and something over here. Yeah. So it could be 2 root 3 and 1 root 3. Why? Because 2 root 3 plus 1 root 3, it gives you 3 root 3, right? 2 root 3 plus 1 root 3 gives you 3 root 3, which we need. And 2 root 3 multiplied by 1 root 3 gives you what? 2 into root 3 into root 3 is what? 3. So 2 into 3, which is 6, which is what we have over here. So 2 root 3 plus 1 root 3 will be the way to go. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you getting this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So now what we do is we just write it as it is, 2x square plus. Now here is where we have to split the middle term. 2 root 3x, because there's an x over here, plus 1 root 3x, meaning root 3x. Then we have the last term, which is 3. So now from here it is very simple. Take 2x as common. From these two terms, if you take 2x as common, what do you have? X plus root 3 left. From here, root 3 is left. If you take 2x as common, 2x as common, you have root 3 left. Then here we should take root 3 as common. X plus root 3. Why did we take root 3 as common? Because look at this. Okay. If you open this bracket, the first term becomes root 3x and the second term becomes root 3 into root 3, which is 3, which is over here. So that is why we have to take this bracket. Now here again, both of these brackets are same. So we take this bracket, 2x plus root 3 is remaining. This is our factorization. Let's do one more. 4x to the power 4 plus 7x square minus 2. Now here you can always take x square as some other variable. Take x square as, let x square equals some other variable, let's say t. Okay. So this becomes 4t square plus 7t minus 2, because x square is t. Fine, understood till here? Let's move forward. So from here, it's pretty simple. Just factorize like how we used to. 4 into minus 2 is minus 8. Now we have to get 7 somehow, meaning that mm, 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 okay, 8 ones are 8, right? 8 minus 1 is 7. 8 minus 1 is 7, and 8 into minus 1 is minus 8. So 8 and minus 1. So 4t square plus 8t minus 1t minus 2 is equal to, here we take 4t as common, t plus 2. Now here we take 1 as common and t plus 2. So this becomes 4t plus 1 into t plus 2. I'm sorry, this is minus 1. I hope I'm not making any other mistakes here. Okay. Now we cannot leave it at this because in the question there was no t given. In the question it was in terms of x. So here we replace the t with x square. So 4x square minus 1 into x square plus 2. Now this again we can factorize this if you want to. See, 4x square minus 1 can be written as 2x whole square minus 1 square, right? Because 4x square can be written as 2x whole square. Okay. So now this becomes this one, the first bracket. This becomes a square minus b square form. Remember, a square minus b square is equal to a plus b, a minus b. So this is equal to a minus b, a plus b, same thing. So we're going to write a, which is 2x, minus b into a, which is 2x, plus b, which is 1. And then whatever was left. So this is going to be our final answer. If you write till here, you will get half the marks. Okay. So you have to write it till the end. Okay. Let's do some different type of questions now. Hmm. See, we won't do the same type of questions which we've already done in the exercises. Okay. We'll do some questions which are different. Hmm. So, once again, let's recap the identities here. Okay, so till now we have done till here. Now the other identities, just please take a look at them quickly from here onwards. Okay, Now, I hope you're done. Let's take a question. Question number 8. A cube plus B cube plus A plus B. Okay. So, A cube plus B cube. See, if you want, you can do one thing, but that's not going to help you. That is, you can take A cube plus A plus B cube plus B, but that's not going to help you because A cube plus A, you take A as common, A square plus 1. Hmm? Then here you take B as common, B square plus 1. But there is no common bracket, so you cannot go for, further from here. So there's no point in doing this. So here what we have to do is A cube plus B cube. Look at the formula once again. A cube plus B cube, where did it go? Yeah. A cube plus B cube is A plus B multiplied by this thing, right? So let's do that. It A cube plus B cube is what? A plus B multiplied by A square minus AB plus B square. Yeah. So this thing we have written. Then this part is remaining, that we will write it as it is, plus A plus B. So now you can see that A plus B is common. You can say that this A plus B is being multiplied with 1. Yeah, because anything is being multiplied with 1. You can write it if you have anywhere. If you have x, you can write it as x into 1. So that means the common thing over here is the bracket A plus B. So you take A plus B as common. And then what do you have inside the bracket? A square minus AB plus B square. This from the first term, you have this. And from the second term, you have plus 1. So this is the final answer, because this bracket we cannot further factorize. So this is the final answer. Let's do this one. X to the power 6 minus y to the power 6. This you can think of it as x cube whole square minus y cube whole square. Instead of 6, I've written as 3 into 2. So x cube whole square minus y cube whole square. This is like your A and this is like your B. A square minus B square. A, this is your B. So this is your A square minus B square. And we know that A square minus B square is what? A minus B, A plus B. Right? So A minus B, A plus B. A minus B is A minus B, A, which is x cube, minus plus B, which is y cube. So now x cube minus y cube. We know what the formula is. It is x minus y into x square plus xy plus y square. Yes. And x cube plus y cube. So this portion is this much. And then this portion, x cube plus y cube, we have just written it over here. It is x plus y into x square minus xy plus y square. So this is this portion. So you can leave it at this, or you can just bring the similar brackets together just for a neater looking answer. That's all. So this is your final answer. Let's say you have a question x to the power 6 minus 7x cube minus 8. Again, this is a quadratic. It isn't a quadratic polynomial, but it can be made into a quadratic polynomial if you let x to the power 3 to be equal to y. Okay. So if your x to the power 3 is equal to y, you can make it into a quadratic polynomial. So if x to this can be written as the first term. This can be written as x cube whole square minus 7 into x cube minus 8. So x cube whole square means y whole square, y square minus 7y minus 8. This you can easily solve. Okay. This can be easily solved. Please leave space for this. This is going to be your homework. Then next, 125a cube plus 1 by 8. So this can be written as 5a whole cube. Yes, because we know that 5 cube is 125 plus 1 by 2 whole cube. So you will now treat this as x and this as y. So a cube plus b cube is what? A plus b. A plus b into a square minus ab plus b square. B square is what? This. So this is going to be your answer. Okay, please copy this down. That's it for today's class. Please, students, I request you go through question papers, previous year papers, go through your school's assignments, reference books, and come up with questions. Okay. In the next class, I want each of you to bring me at least 2 questions. Every one of you should bring at least 2 questions. Okay.